social media teams are moving away from strict brand consistency to explore bold and entertaining content.
You just need to be engaging.
I think a lot of the content creators are doing it very well at the moment.
What? And then we'll just put like our logo in the bottom corner. No, you don't need to put your logo in the bottom corner.
Forget your brand guidelines, go away from it.
I think I've got something here. I made 20 grand.
We need to copy that.
You've got to get your board of directors to believe in what you're saying. When they're all 60, well, why can't we just put a thing out like we've always done? That's why this is taking so long.
Welcome to the Fake Marketer one and all.
Evening. Glad to be back. Thank you for having me.
Nick, it's a pleasure to have you.
Just need to check my microphone's on. It is on, yeah?
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
We're back for another week.
Yeah. And then you're eating on podcast. Bad. Michael tells you off for that.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask what you've been doing.
Oh, so I speak.
Yeah.
What have I been doing? I've been interviewing doctors for the ads clinic. So they have to come with a 7 years medical examination with pass. So joking. But no, I've spoken to some really good ads experts today who I want to go in as doctors on the ads clinic. So I've been doing that. Yesterday I was in London, met my son for dinner. I went to try and get my start processing my EU passport. What else have I been doing? Yeah.
That'll suffice. Yeah, that's brilliant. It sounds like...
Just running ads.
Yeah, just running ads. Well, it seems like we had a lovely week, Nick.
Putting the ads on the board.
Nice. Okay, good.
Had some good success stories.
Go on.
So I've got two American lads, and they were dorm mates. They both left law school, and they've set up two completely separate businesses. One of them, who I'm on a call with tomorrow, you have to do an exam to get into law school, but not the university exam. You also have to pass another one, which is called essentially. He got on the exam. He got 100%, and only 52 people in America. Well, 52 people this year have got 100%.
Do you know that because of Suits?
Yeah, apparently everyone says it's because of Suits.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I've heard
Yeah.
of the bar, but I don't really know what it is.
Yeah, very good.
I should know exactly what the course is called, but it's completely lost me. But yeah, so he's had loads of people sign up just from boosting a post. So now he's like, oh, I think I've got something here. I made 20 grand. He made 20. I've not told you this.
Yeah, you have.
$20,000 he did. So now we're making it into an ad. And then his mate, who owns a medical clinic in Portland, so got his ad going, and he's done $9,000 in sales of 900 spend. So yes, really good. It's great when you see some. That's why I love the ads clinic. Get to meet lots of different diverse businesses and help them and see success.
Nice.
That's my week.
Good.
Very
Sounds
positive.
Sounds brilliant. Sounds
Yeah.
really good.
Really
Well,
good.
I've been cold all week, so
It's bloody cold, isn't it? I did the ice bath this morning, 2 degrees.
yeah, right. We've
I missed it. Sorry.
Say
On the podcast, I think is where there will be a podcast of where I first said I'd start an ice bath.
Yeah, there will be. Yeah.
The Fake Marketer, episode 33, January 4th, 2024.
And the other one I've got is I've done 6 weeks of ice baths a day.
Who has?
Me.
You've kept that quiet.
I know, because I was making it into a habit before I announced it, and then everyone was like, oh, you're not going to keep up to that. 6 weeks,
What?
every single day.
No. Where?
In my garden. Well, I started off in the shower, then in the bath, and then in the garden for the last 3 weeks.
What?
5 degrees this morning.
In your pond?
No, I bought one, second-hand one.
Like a plunge.
What?
Plunge pool thing.
Where there?
And it's
Still
still,
haven't missed it every day.
yeah. Obviously, it got a bit warmer in summer. It wasn't quite an ice bath. It was a bath, yeah, an outdoor bath. But I've been in water daily.
Good.
And today it was cold. It was nice yesterday, though. Was it yesterday? Yeah, with the snow going down. I sat in it, and I just watched all the snow around me, and I actually thought of you. I thought you would think this is the worst place to put me.
Annoyingly, although I don't like being cold, I know I'd like doing it, but I've got no interest.
You should try it. I wouldn't advise jumping into 2 degrees water, though, if you
Yeah,
never
but I'm hard, Nick. It's fine.
No, you probably have a heart attack.
But I wouldn't.
It can
In
happen.
the state of this. Right, anyway. Discussion points for today. I've actually prepared for today's podcast.
Oh, have you?
I have, Nick. I have.
Audience now.
Although I was going to talk about Jaguar's rebrand. Have you seen it all kick off?
No.
we'll discuss it next week. Basically, they've rebranded and they've had to turn their comments off, and it's all gone off. It's awful.
They've had to turn their comments off.
Literally, the whole of the PR world.
Why have they rebranded?
I don't know. Ask Jaguar. I don't know. I don't know too much about it.
What are they now? Puma?
No, they're called Jaguar, but like the logo and stuff. Oh, it's just an idea. Right. Anyway, so we'll discuss that next week. But
Citroen didn't matter, did it? They went to the DC side, didn't they? The new Citroen one. And the new Peugeot looks like the Transformer.
yes, it does.
It looks like Transformers.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Yeah. I also see Hyundai. I've got the. You know what I'm going to say now. The
How to say it?
Hyundai.
Is it Hindi, isn't it?
Hyundai. When I was
The
driving.
guy on the driveway is like, where did you get this? And
Oh, I've only listened to on the radio.
Ah,
So
I think we're still saying it wrong.
Hyundai. No, it's Hyundai.
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 Yeah. Hyundai.
Say it.
Hyundai.
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 There you go. We're basically Japanese. Konnichiwa. Right, so I've prepared for today. Hootsuite came out with their 2025 social media trends for next year. The comment section was one of those, so I was very happy. But I thought we could discuss about the creative disruption trend. That's the word I can't say very well. Disruption. Yeah. So I'm going to read from my laptop. So social media teams are moving away from strict brand consistency to explore bold and entertaining content, which we used to stress all the time, didn't we, about forget your brand guidelines, go away from it. Nearly half of brands are now prioritizing entertaining and engaging content over the normal self-promotion type content. So from your perspective of running ads, why is that entertaining type content working better than the normal self-promoting nonsense that
Not feeling like you're being advertised to. You're engaging with the content. Do you know what I mean? So I sat on the train last night, came back from London, and when you can see someone just like he hasn't got his phone, so he'll watch yours. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sitting there, and I know he's just watching what I'm watching. So, but
why don't you should have got your notes up and go, I can see you watching.
You do. You get the camera out and you flip it to the front face, and then they can just see them looking at you.
Anyway, sorry.
yeah, I've not tried that.
You know what?
So I was looking for that, and it was when you actually start analysing what you're doing in that situation for an hour, you are just looking for something to entertain you. Do you know what I mean? And I was on TikTok doing that. I think the way you think about these things, I'm in a different frame of mind when I'm on Instagram to what I'm doing on TikTok. I'm going to TikTok for entertaining. Do you know what I mean? I'm watching like Alan Partridge and stuff like that, and then you get served an ad. But the ads, a lot of the ads, you don't know they're an ad at the moment, at least for the first 5 seconds. You found that? Like it's really, we always talk about the TikTok shops, but there are a few that I don't know. I haven't got examples on the top of my head because I wasn't doing my research when I was looking, but I'm seeing an ad without seeing an ad. Whereas I think on Instagram you are happy. I think on Meta you're happy to see an ad.
I think a lot of the content creators are doing it very well at the moment because obviously they're promoting, if it's TikTok Shop or send them through to Facebook and Instagram into their Shopify sites. I think they do it really, really well. Like you said, you're sort of 7-8 seconds in and you've not even collared. The only reason I collar a lot of them is because I see the promotion at the bottom.
I need my glasses, don't I? So unless I've got my glasses on, I'm just watching the screen. I didn't have my glasses on the train, so I'm just watching the screen. I'm not looking at what it is in the bottom left, which is actually quite a good point. But yeah, you probably do go 8 seconds, 9 seconds. Can you think of an ad that you?
Oh, there's loads at the moment. There's tons. Like I would say, every single ad that is promoting a product via a content creator via their own feed to not, let's say it's bad example here. Let's say it's a, give me a brand that sells something. Let's say it's Canon. Because it's not coming from Canon's account. It's the content creators that are telling you, and what they're doing is they're telling the story about, DJI or whatever it's called we were speaking about the other day, the cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
They do a lot of promotion from their own accounts, from their account, but also from a lot of content creators. But there's no brand guidelines these guys are following. It's very much, it's in your own tone, it's in your own tone of voice, just crack on.
I'm watching one here actually. I've just, as you've been talking, watching an ad, and this is for earbuds, as in, headphones. But I thought they were walking into a really nice hotel, and it was all about the hotel. And I thought I was being introduced into like a really nice hotel room, and then they throw the earbuds into the sink. And as I'm watching, thinking, what are they doing? And then you see him put it in his ear. But I reckon it's about 6 or 7 seconds before I start seeing those.
Is that
and it's still going on now.
Is that the earbuds for
Sleep.
to listen to something while you're sleeping?
They're like the flat ones.
Yeah.
Could be. So this is how the ad starts. So look, it's going into a room. You think, oh, entering a room. Now it's looking at the bed. Then you're on the earbud.
Yeah. They're the flat ones.
So I need a pair of those. So this is what's really interesting about I'm fascinated with it, how it works. So I, as you know, have to listen to something when I'm sleeping. I've gone away from the TV now, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm now on dark room, listen to something.
Me too.
So we're getting there. We're getting closer to an actual
Yeah.
being an adult, which
Yeah.
is good. So sad, isn't it? But I wear my AirPods and they always fall out and it hurts.
Yeah, they start hurting. Do you fall asleep with them and wake up and it's like really hurt your ear in the night or something?
Yeah, or it's like, up my ass or something.
Yeah.
You can't find
I
it.
wouldn't have felt that.
But I need a pair of those.
So what's that? So you know what that advert was about? That
Yeah.
advert was what they plug in flat.
Yeah, so when I'm on my pillow,
Oh, and like people who listen to these go to sleep calm platform, whatever, you're not having to fall asleep with big headphones on. They're
Correct.
just flat to your ear.
I use one of these.
Oh,
So-
you use one of those, do you?
So I've tested those. So they're the headphone,
They've got little disc ones in your ear.
the headband. I couldn't figure those out. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I just didn't. Maybe it was the one I got off Amazon. It was cheap, but it wasn't. I didn't like it. Whereas the headphones in, I'm gone. Well, I say I'm gone. It still takes 10
Is
minutes.
it also-
What I do is I get earplugs. Oh, sorry. I get, like the wax earplugs in my ear, headband thing over that. So I can't hear anything except what's being blasted in. It's my own invention.
Wax bits if you wanted to hear the music.
No, because you can like turn the music up like max then, and you won't hear anything else in the room.
so-
Because if you just have
So his neighbours could hear it.
if you just have the earband thing on your ears, you can hear that. But like if someone's snoring or whatever, you can still obviously hear that.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Because I'm like if I can hear like a clock ticking or like a tap dripping, I can't sleep. I'm just focused on that. So I need like silence except what I want. So I just blast white noise over the top of the earplugs.
And you've just admitted that your partner's got really bad snoring. Okay.
You might listen.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with sleep. I don't have any problem with it. Mine's waking up. I can't go back to sleep, but sleeping, I've never had a problem with that.
No, you haven't. No.
I'm very lucky by the sounds of it to be in that position. So yeah, but this is so the topic of this conversation, right, is what we've probably been talking about in social media for about 5 years, and it's only just starting to happen, which is probably about right. TikTok's couldn't have helped that because of the amount of creators on it. But when I think about the agency clients, and this is something I'm always talking about at the moment, is like the people that I'm trying to explain, or well, let's say it's the marketing team or CMO, before it even gets to the people who have to be told that they need more budget, is that the whole content's changing. So like when you think of this B2B clients that we've got, the content for years has been so boring. And I was actually spying on a lot of one of our clients' competitors, and we know all their competitors because we've been in that industry for so long. And they're all the same ads. They're all really boring ads, like a lorry with a guy in it, and then underneath it's 50% off vehicle tracking and stuff like this. So our client is actually being really good and ahead of the times for the industry. But it's still taken them. She said to me the other day, she went, you've been going on about this for like more than 2 years, and I've only just gone, you're right. And I'm like, yeah, and look how far ahead we could have been. But now you're having to figure out how you find 20,000 a month to get content for 6 countries. And you've got to get your board of directors, and you floated, to believe in what you're saying when they're all 60 and going, well, why can't we just put a thing out like we've always done? That's why this has taken so long. And now the people that we're watching are going to be the next owners and CEOs of those companies, like the lad who 4 years ago started Udi, who is now on Shark Tank in Australia and does $800 million in sales of an Udi a year, who realised that content was what's going to make that brand become worldwide. They're the next CEOs. But then when they're 60, they'll be talking about something else. And the next generation will be going, oh, now it's saying exactly what I've said. See what I mean? But the thing is, at the moment, it's just so fast changing that the content that you're talking about is so hard to get into unless you're either the natural content creator who then can go, I'm going to charge for this, which we know is obvious, but the companies with the money who need to pay for it aren't willing to. That's the situation we're in at the moment. It happened with Enterprise last week.
Yeah.
The whole meeting is about creative and how we create the content at the right price and get what we need to be where we need to be.
But look at the example. So do you know Duolingo? Have you seen the owl? What they've done there?
Yeah.
They've gone viral with I say nonsense. It's just very simple. It's meme-like, but it's so far away from what their brand guidelines were. They've created their own guidelines for social.
Yeah.
And
you're doing it with Rupert. The style of ads that you guys have been doing for Rupert have a bit of a comical effect to it. What I want to do for Ads Clinic is a bit the same. Like that guy who did that sort of agency. He did that video, didn't he? For the
did you watch that Dan Kelsall I sent you that video?
People who listen to this, can they go and watch that somewhere? Like who could they Google?
I'll send you. I've sent you the thing of him. It was over the weekend, not this weekend, a couple of weekends ago. It was probably 3 weeks ago.
I'll have it on link on my phone.
It's brilliant. But it's a great,
I'll send you the link
comical
tonight, Michael.
video. But he came out with some good ideas for the Ads Clinic, which is cool.
But it's going so you don't even know. Who's that idiot who's walking around in a jacket, looking like a doctor, but he's not obviously a doctor. See what I mean? Mm. But that's it's going into a different way. And I don't think you need to be comical to be engaging. Like that hotel one there, we've just had a 2-minute conversation about those buds that you need in your ears. He's not done anything comical. He's just set the scene perfectly well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
For you to watch him going into what looks like a lovely 5-star hotel. So you're going, okay, well, I see. And are there going to be an element of people who see that because the algorithm knows they like looking at hotels? And if you like staying at hotels, then you're probably going to need something like that. Because my thing with hotels, I don't have your sleep problem, but I can't stand the noise of these cars and things going past from a hotel. So I would have them for that and play white noise or whatever. Mm. So
it's not necessarily about being comical, it's being different.
You just need to be engaging. Well, yeah, maybe a bit different. You need to get through the noise, but
you can engage in different ways. And I think this is where a lot of people are very envious of the brands like a Duolingo and these other ones that go viral, because it's, they go so viral. You're like, oh God, how can I emulate that? But it's about being engaging to your audience. Like, you mentioned that company that you mentioned there, and we know the market they're in is quite, it's boring, isn't it?
Yeah, it's boring. Yeah.
Like, it's a boring industry. It's been going for years. It's a saturated market. There's only so many in the UK that can buy the product. Like, all you need to do is you don't need to engage 65 million people in the UK. You need to engage 1.2 million of them, because 1.2 million will have company vehicles. Yeah. That's it. Well, actually, it's only not 1.2. It's probably 400,000. So how do I engage those 400,000? Now, that might be comical. It might be X, Y, Z, but it's always the comparison that's the thief of joy, isn't it? We look at the stuff we're doing for Rupert, and I think to get hold of marketing managers and social media managers, I think humour is the way to do it. We might be totally wrong, and it might be the education as well as humour. We're testing both at the moment. Obviously, my posts on LinkedIn and stuff are around, brands that aren't doing it. Here's some examples of how you could use Rupert and how you could respond to there's education, but then we're, sprinkling in a little bit of humour, like the unicorn.
It's also finding that hook at the same time, isn't it? what gets that, even in those 8 seconds. And I think an ad is, it's different. So how quickly do you have to go with that hook to get the attention? Are you this? At the end of the day, in 60 years, you speak to any copywriter or anything like that, it's not changed.
No.
So how you still have a hook, whether it's a newspaper advert, it's all the same. It's headline, a hook. We're now just doing it in video content form. And these guys are very, very, very good at it at a very young age. And they've got the ability to make a lot of money and be really successful with how the market's changing quickly. And I think it's just changed so quickly that businesses are having real trouble keeping up and are really confused and trying to figure out how they actually become creative or who they get to become, to be their creative figure. When you think of the company we're talking about, like, who there is going to be the creative thought of how they push forward, apart from obviously, you have your sessions and discuss it. Then you've got to get someone to do it. Hard. It's really hard.
It's not easy, but this is where a lot of content creators have become. Look at the Sidemen and Mr. Beast and all these guys. They're content creators first, and then off the back of it, they've created
businesses.
Sidemen
have got a shop now in Bullring. You seen the shop in?
They've done like so many things.
Have you seen the Sidemen shop?
Yeah, I went in.
Yeah.
Just have a look. I don't really care about it. But
No, fair play.
They got their in another shopping centre. They've got their like takeaway, like sides, the food place as well.
Right,
They've got a vodka. They've got everything.
but they're content creators first, not the other way around.
Yeah, but we are having to be the other way around.
No, but that's what I'm saying is that actually when you were saying about the CEOs of the future, a lot of these, or the most successful one, will be the ones that have created a huge audience online.
Yeah,
and taken
the clever ones are going to diversify, and in 20 years' time, we'll remember how they got there. They'll be successful business people with lots of different types of businesses.
Well, look at Mr. Beast. I think he was offered something like, I don't quote me on this, like billions, wasn't he, for his brand? And he said no.
They said, like, would you sell it for $1 billion? He's like, no.
Billion? Nah. Like, it's mad, but they are content creators.
Yeah. So, yeah, you've got to get really, really creative and stick to the subject you're doing, but it's time to figure it out.
But what would your advice be? Advice be?
I don't think it needs to be even expensive. Like some of the stuff that I've got going, I mean, from the ads clinic is where I see the most varied type of content. Like, it doesn't have to be award-winning content at all. We've got Shire Funding, I've got Ben, who's the head of sales, who's literally sitting, talking to screen. And then the one that was worked really well. And then he came out with another way where he swivels his chair into camera. Apart from now, he's got legal team saying you can't say this and you can't say that, and we're on like a week now of trying to get something signed off. So he's now found the legal team have seen his posts, but that's successful. Then we've got Cole in Portland, who is doing a video of all the syringes and the medical unit, and then on the top he's got get tested for Bing, get tested for Bing, get tested for Bing, which comes over the video, so you can't even really see the video in the background. And that's made him 9,000 in 7 days. And then we've got another guy who's doing the exam things. And he's done it in our form. So like my ad, where you say, so Nick, and in fact, we need to do more of those, but in different types. So Nick, what's the ads clinic? That's the winning ad. He's done the same one where he's got someone asking him different questions, and then he's using those as ads, and we're about to launch with those. So you don't have to get stressed about it. You just need to start with something. Mm. If you start with some kind of video content and you get it in your ads where you can actually really look at the metrics and the video time and how many people are clicking through, you start getting an understanding of, oh, actually that one's working quite well. Maybe we could tweak it by just putting some text overlay on it, or the subtitles. Emma's Diary, we test every single video we do with a plain video, one with subtitles and text overlay, and one with all three in music. And every single time do different winners. I think with theirs, the thing that happens most is subtitles and text overlay at the top is the one that wins most often. You just got to do something. But the problem is, like with the calls I had today with some of these freelancers that, have been in doing this as long as I have, I say, gone are the days where you can just go into Canva even though we still do, and it still works, but where you're just going to go and get an ad built in Canva by someone, which has your offer on it, and then put it out there and expect your whole business to change. You can't just have that. Have that, but it needs to be mixed with other stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say you can. Like I think I mentioned in the past tonight with Huel, they have that one static ad which shows a bottle of Huel and then all the stuff that's in it.
Which is a great one.
Which is a great, it shows everything you need to do. You know.
So static still work, but that's only on Meta though. You can't put this on TikTok.
No, I agree.
So it's just having a good mix of things. Like the Ads Clinic one now today, Div and I were saying she'd come across a couple of ideas of there's a guy sitting on a sofa with his laptop on his lap, looking at a doctor on the screen on a Zoom call who's giving him his medical thing. We thought, let's do that, and then you could have some like writing down the side about the Ads Clinic. So you're actually seeing what someone's going to get. And that would be a static. It doesn't need to be a video. The thing I've always thought of, and this is what I've seen changing in the last couple of years, is the fact that video, you would get the engagement, but you would get low click-through rates. Whereas I'm now seeing the videos getting the engagement and higher click-through rates. So the consumer's actually changing. So rather than just being engaged on a 15-second video, they're actually starting to click those 15-second videos as well. Or does that mean the content's getting better? I don't know. I don't know if it's the content getting better because I can only go with content that a lot of our ads are our clients.
Well, and the content that you're being served. I think content definitely got better, but I think brands, advice for brands would be to be a little bit more relaxed on what they're putting out, which you're seeing more brands, even the brands that you work with now, you can see they're a little bit more relaxed in terms of what they're willing to put out. And just realise that, yes, you've got brand guidelines for a reason when it comes to print, email, but when it comes to social, it's having, I've mentioned this for years, you need your own social media brand guidelines. It should be, but also saying that, I sort of go against me saying that because it changes so quickly. You can't really have guidelines. You'd be constantly updating them.
Yeah.
Do what you can do. Everyone's got videos of iPhones now. You can all decent.
Because you still hold the old thing where I still have people saying, what? And then we'll just put like our logo in the bottom corner. No, you don't need to put your logo in the bottom corner. Don't forget about it.
No, it's madness.
Everyone's so obsessed with that thing, or even the vehicle tracking company would have. Remember those videos? It's only 8 months ago where the first 6 seconds was their logo just getting bigger on the screen, and then the video would start. It was like, oh my god,
Bad, isn't it?
It's me, isn't it? Rather than you.
So be more relaxed, and then also my other bit of advice would be, it's just going to take some time. It does. Look, I know the stuff that Michael's doing for you on your TikTok. You've got some that have hit over 1,000, but it'll just take time. Not everyone's going to be hit. That's the reality. You could send 100 out and one will do well. That's the game.
Yeah. But the tools are out there to help us do it.
Tools are out there. Right, marketing I've received this week. It's today. I did have one, but I'm gonna top trumpet with this. I had an email, bit of cold email.
Yeah.
And here's the subject line. Okay, I can't find it, but it did say, "You are bold, James." It did. And the worst thing was,
That got your attention.
it did get my attention, which is why I'm so annoyed I can't bloody find it. But it was only a couple of hours ago because I laughed and went, fair play. That's brilliant. They've done me an absolute treat.
Who was that from? Huel?
No, it wasn't from Huel. It was from Concept Vehicle Leasing. And I have to say, fair play, because it got my attention. I thought, you cheeky git. But I'm more intrigued to see how on earth...
They knew you were bold?
Did you delete it?
No, I didn't delete it.
So they knew you were bold?
Yeah.
I was going to say, how do they
I have no idea.
Do you think they've just gone...
send it to everyone?
Send it to everyone. There's enough... I mean, there's two of you in here. Maybe
they just did it of a certain age man, and they were just like, we're going to hit.
No, sorry, no. I'm going to... Hands up. It didn't say I was bold. This is what it said. We can't sort your hairline out, James.
that suits so many men, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
You name it, I've had it, James. Fitness to furniture, curtains, blinds and wall art. Hotel stays, holidays, airlines, home appliances, bicycles. everyone who's anyone is sending me Black Friday deals, but are they genuine? And yeah, they're trying to then sell me some car leasing.
Fair play.
Brilliant. We can't sort out your hairline, James.
That's good. I haven't got any. Have you got any?
Yeah, I've got one. Thank you. Hi, thank you.
It's the only thing.
I
Go on.
feel happier when I have a microphone.
Yeah, he does.
I have Netflix. I saw a Netflix one. It was a carousel. Don't often see a carousel. Well, I don't. It was these, which I thought were quite nice. For audio listeners, it was like they did a campaign that I think was called Moments to Talk About. And they basically took a still from an episode of a Netflix show and wrote the episode number and the time stamp in it. And it was like Moments to Talk About. So they did a few different ones. I just thought it was quite clever because like stuff like I've seen Baby Reindeer, but it made me think like, oh, I wonder what happens exactly at that point. It made me want to go and all these other shows that I've not seen. I thought,
Seen the Gentleman series?
no.
You? Oh.
And I was thinking like, oh, it makes me because they could have easily just done a carousel and just said we have Baby Reindeer, The Gentleman, and One Day on Netflix, and you would have been like, oh, I don't really care about that because they've done here's a specific moment from it. It makes you think, oh, I'll go look for that.
So I love that. I think it's really good. We need to copy that.
For
What do you
no, I
think?
know, but what like
The comment, the time. So what we do at the moment, but we need to put the timestamp on there and the date, because I want to try carousel static for Rupert.
What's the fourth one?
Oh, I think it was some other show that hadn't signed you screenshot.
No.
It's only a screenshot.
Oh, because it's 3 4.
Very good.
Yeah, good.
Very good. Well, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Nick. for
Yeah,
coming
thank you
in.
very much for joining.
And
Thanks, James, for coming.
see you all next week.
Bye for now.